Today, we're diving into the useState hook. So, let's get started. First things first, what is the useState hook? In React, useState is a built-in hook that allows us to add state management to our functional components. Traditionally, class components were used for state management, but with hooks like useState, functional components have become equally powerful. Now, why do we need state? State allows us to store values that can change over time, like user input or fetch data, and re-render the component when these values change. Here's how we import useState at the top of our component file. Let's see how we define the useState hook. Const, open brackets, count, comma, set count, close brackets, equal, useState 0. Here, count is the variable which holds the value. setCount is the setter method which we use to update the state. 0 inside the useState is the default value. Now, let's explore how to use useState in a basic component. Imagine we want to create a simple counter application. This is a common use case that will help us illustrate the power of useState. Let's create a new functional component named counter. Here, I have added a heading called count and a button called increase. Now, let's define the state for this counter component. This function returns an array with two elements: the current state, count, and the function to update that state, setCount. useState is called with an initial value of 0. Let's use the state value count in the header to display the count to the user. And we will add a button click to our button and call the setter function setCount. And pass count plus 1 as the setter function params to update the count whenever user clicks the button. When we press increase, we call setCount with the new value of count plus 1. Now, let's break down each part of the counter component. We initiate the state variable count with a starting value of 0. We use JSX to render the current count value and the button. The button has an on-click event that updates the count. It's really that simple. Some key factors to note are, you can even pass any value into useState. It allows us to capture user input in real time. Another aspect of useState worth mentioning is that it can handle complex state, like objects or arrays. Also, it's crucial to know that calling the setCount function does not directly mutate the count state. Instead, it schedules a re-render of the component with the updated state. Lastly, let's talk about some best practices. 1. Always initialize your state with a default value. 2. Use descriptive state variable names for better readability. 3. Keep your state as simple as possible. 4. Remember that useState can only be called at the top level of your component. This will ensure cleaner and more maintainable code. So, there you have it. We've covered useState hook in this video. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share. Comment below with any questions or topics you want us to cover next. Happy coding, and see you in the next video.